Okay, folks, here we are, Burt Munro, 54C, Bevan Uttridge here racing in the Burt Munro. Now, of course, Bevan, the last time we spoke, it wasn't such a pleasant experience for you. You've obviously bounced back okay. I think the last thing I heard you tell me was, I'll never race again. What's happened?
Yeah, too much of a bug, mate, eh? Mainly, big thanks to a lot of the sponsors and stuff and partnering that for pretty much helping me get a brand new bike. After the crash with my stepson and stuff, we pretty much, there was nothing left of it except for a tyre and a couple of little bits and pieces. So, yeah, hefty crash, hard things, but hey, we all bounce back in that from these things, and it's good to be back on a bike and stuff. So, yeah, no, it's good.
Now, of course, obviously you've got a new swinger as well. Who's that, and how well's he going?
Yeah, no, well, Carl met my cousin, and he first started racing back in 2008 with me as my passenger. We ran here at Oreti and that for the South Island chaps back there, and we were sitting pretty good, and then had a wee whoopsie in the final, and Carl got carted away. But hey, he's been racing with a couple of other guys, and it was like, what do we do? Do we put a new passenger on, or do we put someone with a bit of experience? So yeah, he's jumped on the back. We've had one ride on the new bike and that, so it's all new things, and we're just trying to play and get the setup right, really.
Of course, Burt Munro is what we're here for this weekend, but also coming up this year is the New Zealand Championships here as well. So I suppose it's a good shakedown for that to see how you're going to perform against some of these other riders that have come down from all over the country. Yeah,
well, that's it. Hey, this is really like the starting stone for that meeting, really, for us. It's, we're spending so much on a bike, it's limited a bit of travelling and that around the country and stuff. So, Invercargill and Christchurch are going to be my main tracks to race at. But we're here to run, we're here to compete, and we're here to try and beat these guys. I don't spend the money on the bike to come last. So I just hope, South Coast Customs, stingy frame. Gary's done an awesome job of it. So hopefully I can do him proud and put the thing on the podium.
Yeah, you mentioned one of your sponsors there. Who else looks after you?
Well, yeah, City South Van Spares is my major one, hence the colour of the orange. Myself and my partner put a lot in, but I got a few good guys that help us. Butler Auto Mart, Nuggets Bar and Grill, FSL Painting, Elite Powder Coating, John Brooks, Car Aid. There's heaps of guys that help me out and that, and a few guys that just chuck us a bit of cash to help travel, but they're not interested in a bit of signage. So there's big ups to the likes of Brucey and Mossy and the Missus, and yeah. So as I say, there's a lot of people behind this bike, and we just got to do them proud and give it our best, really.
Okay, mate, well, the only thing left to do is wish you the best of luck. Best of luck.
Mate, thanks, Jace. Have a good night.
2015 Burt Munro, and we sort of had to move days though. Weather was a bit atrocious yesterday, so they've moved on to the Sunday now. We have a chance to catch up with the 95i bike of Erwin Tree. Now, Erwin, you are a superstar this week. We've seen that you're in the newspaper there, and it's also showing off about your car and your bike. So, well, congratulations on having such a good story. And it's no easy task though for you, is it? I mean, having to ride a bike and also jump into a car on the odd occasion as well.
Yeah, no, it's not too bad. Only got the motor back on Saturday for this, so last Saturday. Went race, put it in the garage, went race the stock car, and then spent all day Sunday putting the bike together. So it's not too bad. You just got to juggle it, and with not having any clashes is the main thing.
Absolutely, and I suppose you might get a few of those throughout it anyway. But a good field of sidecars have come here for the Burt Munro again. Obviously, we've dropped a couple from yesterday, but still quite a few here. I suppose it's a good sort of a gauging to see where you're at coming towards the New Zealand title as well, coming up here later on in the season.
Yep, no, it's good. We've got a couple of North Islanders here, so and they're not slow, so it's good to gauge yourself against them, and also the local guys. So this is our first meeting. We've only had one run on it this season, which was practice yesterday. The track wasn't overly great, but yeah, we had a bit of fun.
It seemed to sing all right, that. I mean, it revved out quite nicely and stuff like that, so it's always good to have that happening. So any work done to the bike motor-wise? Was obviously you absolutely trashed a motor last season, so a few issues trying to get that thing here, wasn't it?
Yep, the old one was, you could say, completely rooted. So we got one from Wrecker in Australia, standard motor, got here, rust on one of the valves, so James Douglas pulled it down for us, but then we sort of pulled the valve out and it just rubbed off like dust. So in the end we just, new gaskets, new everything in the head, put it right together, and yesterday was the first run. Good
stuff. Who will the sponsors look after you this year?
Oh God, hold on. Done Right Decorating, Pits TV, Top Line Speedway Supplies, Advantage Signs, Newfield Autos, Highway Engineering, Aiden Barron Building, Southern Ocean Safety, K&D Automotive, and last but not least, Osborne Engineering.
Amy Pockington and Nathan Cannon make their way into Gate 2. Sean Kerr and Robin Paul are sitting there in Gate 3 on the 48 bike. The 22, Daniel Harper, Brad Waddock. In Gate 4, Ricky Kane right in Gate 5.
Stalled on the line.
Josh Wells, Regan Fick didn't get away. It's the 48 bike of Sean Kerr and Robin Poole.
Oh, they've slowed up though.
They slowed up. It looks like they've got the 32 bike, is it, of Jamie Pockley and Nathan Cannon.
Oh, we got one infield.
Have gone up into second place. Oh, there's all sorts of slow ups and pull ups here.
Well, we've got the 22 Daniel Harper and Brad Waddock raising their hands in there. 86 Ricky Kane, Broden Johnson have come to a halt.
Call it quits as well. So Sean,
I don't know.
There's
Hello,
a red flag out.
Red flag out.
So they've stopped this. There'll be a restart. There'll be a bit of a shuffle around and see who's eliminated, etc. But Sean Kerr and Robin Poole definitely had the best of it. We had Jamie Pocklington and Nathan Cannon sitting there in second place. It looks like Ricky Kane and Broden Johnson have just given the death sign and said that they are going to be out, I think, by the looks of things.
That's very fortunate for the 88 pairing of Josh Wells and Regan Fick, because they certainly stalled on mine or something really happened. They missed things there.
Yes. So not too sure what happens to Daniel Harper and Brad Waddock. It looks like Josh Wells, Regan Fick back up online. Jamie Pockley, Nathan Cannon there. Sean Kerr, Robin Poole and Daniel Harper and Brad Waddock. Tape's going away to go. Oh, this time Jamie Pocklington and Nathan Cannon come to grief at the start line.
Well, they were in a good second place in the start of that race. Now they're out, but the out in front who made the jump this time is the 88 of Josh Wells and Regan Fick. They've taken Sean Kerr and Robin Poole wide, and that's opened up the door a little bit for Daniel Harper and Brad Waddock to shoot through into that second position. But Kerr and Poole just tightened that turn up and they've got their second place back. But out in front just doing it so handily now after such a poor start in the original one. Josh Wells and Regan Fick about 4 or 5 bike lengths ahead. Sean Kerr, Robin Poole just drifting out a bit wide. They got the trouble there, caught in some loose, and then opened the door up, and it's Pocklington and Cannon shot back into that second spot. They've closed up a fraction on Wells and Fick. As the white flag comes out, Harper it was.
So that's Josh Wells, Regan Fick still holding out that first position. We've got Daniel Harper, Brad Waddock chasing hard there in that second place, and Sean Kerr and Robin Poole still there in that third position.
Coming
Looks like
through.
they're going to claim second. It's going to be a battle. No, they didn't get it. It's the 88 of Josh Wells and Regan Fick that take first place. Second place went to Daniel Harper and Brad Waddock, who managed to hold out Sean Kerr and Robin Poole, who took out third place. Well, what a race. It's filled with incidents there, but all sorts of sideways turns and just about turned themselves inside out. Sean Kerr and Robin Poole there down in turns 1 and 2.
Yes, it was their undoing there. They sort of hit that turn at pace, trying to gain a few more metres and make a challenge. Got caught out a little bit wide on the heavier dirt and had to drop back to third and then had to settle for it.
So this heat of the sidecars sponsored by South Coast Customs. This is heat 16. We should see Jason Clark, Kane Wyatt in gate 1 on that 82 bike. In beside them, Derek and Matthew Ramsey, the father and son combination from Palmerston North. In gate 2, the 95 of Irwin Tree, Nigel Cookow. Gate 3, gate 4, Luke Twaits, Neville Chalmers. Gate 5, Stan Ross and Chris Leaton on that 84 bike. And this heat sponsored by South Coast Customs.
And the Derek and Matthew Ramsey are leading so far on the qualifying. I think they've got 10 points according to the register here. Head of the field. Hello, someone's on the tapes down right or low. Jason Clark, Kane White, just rolled into those tapes just before the starter. Was ready, or fortunate, he hadn't raised his hands because they would have been gone.
Derek and Matthew Ramsey sitting right on the tape. Tape's going, away they go. This time, it looks like it's Jason Clark and Kane Wyatt that got into that turn first. They've got a battle on their hands with
Ramsey's just powering on through now.
Matthew Ramsey got into that, slipped past him into that first place. So Jason Clark, Kane Wyatt go back to third. Then we've got Erwin Tree, Nigel Cookow in that third place. In that fourth place, it's a battle between Stan Ross and Chris Leedon and Luke Twaits and Neville Chalmers. But look at Derek and Matthew Ramsey. They've cleared the field. They've got Jason Clark and Kane Wyatt still sitting there in second place. We've got Erwin Tree, Nigel Cookow still sitting there in third. All they've got infield, they've lost it there. So that lets the 29 bike of Luke Twaits and Neville Chalmers go through into third position, and Stan Ross, Chris Leedon round them out in fourth place. But it's Derek and Matthew Ramsey once again dominating here at the Russell Cunningham Properties Oreti Park Speedway. 1 lap left to run. It's Jason Clark, Kane Wyatt from Oreti that are sitting there in second with Luke Twaits and Neville Chalmers back there in that third place. Down they go into the South Coast Customs turn. It's Derek and Matthew Ramsey for the final time to take the checkered flag. Second place is going to go to Jason Clark and Kane Wyatt. Third place goes to Luke Twaits and Neville Chalmers. And fourth place going to Stan Ross and Chris Leedon. Well, these Ramsey boys definitely showing a bit of form here, Warwick.
There's no doubt about it. They've picked up another, 3 points for the win there, I think. 4 points. 5 points. 5 points for a win. I can see that now. That's 3 wins they've got. 5 points for the Ramseys, taking them up to 15 as they come back in.
So we move up now into Heat 17, Warwick. Southern Bolts and Fasters Limited sponsored heat. The people that are going to sponsor the New Zealand Sidecar Champs here on the 5th and 6th of February. A big thank you to Irwin and the team down there at Southern Bolts and Fasters for getting in behind the Oreti Park Speedway and sponsoring the New Zealand Sidecar Champs here, but also sponsoring this heat, Heat 17 of the sidecars in the Burt Munro.
We see them all line up. It's 43, Craig McMaster and James Dawson going from gate 1. 23, Kevin McDonald, Carl Hosey, gate 2. 73, Lionel Green, Shane Breach from Christchurch from gate 3. And 29, Jason and Brandon Riley, also from Christchurch, going from gate 4.
So the 2 Oreti boys, 1 and 2, the 2 Christchurch boys, 3 and 4.
Getting their wheels on the line. They're all sitting there. The Russell Hughes is just looking. He puts his hands up. He's happy. They're clear of the tape. Off they go. And here's a good start from Lionel Green as he closes down on that turn. But there's a wee hole there. And Craig McMaster and James Dawson have forced their way through. And they power ahead at the front of the field. Breach and Green and Breach in that second position from McDonald and Hosey. And then rounding out the field is the... hang on. There's McDonald and Hosey came in that one. And certainly the Rileys got caught out there, but there's a battles on at the front of the field.
Come out.
I'm not sure what's happening there. What?
There's a red flag, mate.
So they've going to have to rerun that one, and it will be without Kevin McDonald and Carl Hosey. Right, off they go for the second take, and this time it's still Craig McMaster and James Dawson who've got the jump on them. Lionel Green, Shane Breach in that second position, but they found a hole and they power their way through. So Green and Breach go to the front of the field. McMaster and Dawson hot on their tail. Third back is Jason and Brandon Riley, but we look to the head of it as they come on in. Lionel Green, Shane Breach out in the front. Just pulled out about 3 or 4 bike lengths now from McMaster and Dawson. In through that E. Hayes and Sons turn. These two have made a break on the rest of the field. Looks like Jason and Brandon Wiley just got 1 or 2 little problems there. They're just slowing down and cruising around. But we concentrate as they come out of that Newfields Autos turn. Lionel Green, Shane Breach just doing it, running on the running line at the moment. McMaster and Dawson just a little bit wider as they come on round. Just 1 lap to go. Certainly something not quite right. Jason Brandon Riley just cruising around. They were showed a bit of steam when they were sitting on the line ready for that restart. But we look at them as they come through. It is 73. Lionel Green, the Shane Freach will take the win. 43, Craig McMaster and James Dawson get that second position. And Jason and Brandon Wiley just put a bit of pace on there for that last little corner to come home in third position.
Chris Early and Nathan Davis down in Gate 1, the 72 bike. Jason Harper, Mark George, the 16 bike, and beside them, Jason Kennedy and Johnny Casey on the 34 bike. David O'Doherty, Pete Stevens, Jamie Millen and Steve Thomason. And the Southern City Meat Processors sponsored heat tapes up, they're underway. It looks like it. Jason Harper, Mark George going to be the first ones down to the turn. The earlies are in there amongst it as well. And also Jamie Millen, Steve Thomason.
They're into that second spot. Place. Yep, then they've got the early tucking behind, just drifting out a little bit wide there. That is the 34 of Jason Kennedy, John Casey.
And the 10 bike of Dave O'Doherty, Pete Stevens, round them out. Through they come, it's Jason Harper, Mark George as they go down into turns 3 and 4 once again. They've got Jamie Moen and Steve Thompson right on their tail. That's Chris Early, Nathan Davis making a wee bit of an inroad into Jamie Moen's space, but they're still there in third position. We've got
Jason Kennedy just
Johnny
moved
Casey.
up to third.
Oh, he moved up to
yes,
third.
They went early, went a wee bit wide, Pete, as you look down, and Kennedy moved up. The white flag's out for Jason Harper, Mark George as they go into that Permacoat roofing turn for the last time. Jamie Millens, Stephen Tomlinson in that second spot, and now cementing it pretty well is the 34 of Jason Kennedy and John Casey. But it's the Harper-George combination who take the win from Millen Tomlinson on bike 14.
Then the
34 of Kennedy and Casey were the third ones home.
From Chris Early and Nathan Davis, who took out that fourth place, and David O'Doherty and Pete Stevens taking up that fifth position. But Jason Harper and Mark George did really, really well. They got the drop from the start and managed to hold out Jamie Millen and Steve Thomason, who were pushing pretty hard for most of that race. So a great win there to Jason Harper and Mark George in Heat 18 of the sidecars.
Well, that'll do their points all quite good as well.
So that was the Southern City Meat Processors sponsored heat of the sidecars. We move up now into Heat 19 for the sidecars. We should be seeing Scott Ado and Dylan Carney, the 19 bike, coming through in Gate 1. The 44 of James Douglas and Ricky Pubbin in Gate 2. The 85 of Claire Hartnell and Tracy Davison in Gate 3. And the 11 bike of Fraser and Johnny Gillespie in Gate 4. This the Southern QA Limited sponsored heat of the sidecars here at the Burt Munro.
Well, just the four of them, they're just waiting for 11, Fraser and Johnny Gillespie to come in. They're on the twin. As we said, successfully defended their Battle of the Twins title the week in Christchurch. They've got 2 in a row now. The multi not quite ready for today. Russell Hughes is set.
Oh, James Douglas, Ricky Pubbin jumped the gun. So I think that it'll be unfortunate for those that pairing. They will probably be showing the gate, I would imagine.
Scott Ato and Dylan Carney there when Pubbin moved. It balked Ato and he went as well. But just waiting for the...
I think it was James Douglas and Ricky Pubbin
were the first ones.
Were the first ones to touch the tape.
And I think they know the answer.
I think so. They will have to sit this one out, as it were. So Scott Odo, Dylan Carney, Claire Hartnell, Tracy Davison, Fraser and Johnny Gillespie line up Heat 19 of the Burt Munro Sidecars. Here we go. It looks like Scott Odo, Dylan Carney, they're going to be the first ones down to the turn. Fraser and Johnny Gillespie are sitting there in second place. Claire Hartnell, Tracy Davison back there in third. Down that back straight they go, past that Talking Heads. Here sign, Scott Odo, Dylan Carney lead the way in the Southern QA Limited sponsored heat of the sidecars here. Fraser and Johnny Gillespie still sitting there in that second position, and Claire Hartnell, Tracy Davison sitting there in third place. Down into the ILT Foundation turn they go. Scott Odo, Dylan Carney quite comfortably leading now, 5 or 6 bike lengths over Scott Odo, Fraser Gillespie and Johnny Gillespie. Claire Hartnell, Tracy Davison still sitting there in that third position. There's been no change. That time down the back straight, Scott Odo and Dylan Carney opened it up by another 3 or 4 bike lengths. They get the white flag as they come through here now. Down into turns 1 and 2 they go once again. Past that Permacoat roofing sign they go. Down the Extreme Carts back straight and down into the South Coast Customs turn they go once again. Scott Odo, Dylan Carney on that beauty painted 19i bike take the win from Fraser and Johnny Gillespie in second place, and third place going to Claire Hartnell and Tracy Davidson. Right, the South of Machine Hire sponsored heat of the Burt Munro Sidecars, heat 20. The 54 bike of Bevan Nuttridge and Carl Foster go into gate 1. The 24 bike of Brad Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat go into gate 2. The Auckland pairing of Glenn and Chopper Bagshaw, the 22 bike, are in gate 3. The 58 bike of Aidan Thwaites, Shane Twist are in gate 4. And the 24 bike of Corey Lang and Gus Elliott are in gate 5. A good combination of riders in here, Warwick.
Yes, it certainly is, and we'll be looking for a better run from Bevan Nuttridge and Carl Foster. They had problems in their last one, so too did Glenn Bagshaw, losing Chopper just at the start there, so they'll be needing to catch up a few points if they can. The start is ready. The light's on, the tape's up, and who's it go? Bevan Nuttridge got away this time to a good start as he moves into that turn on the inside. He's holding the line, but parrying round the outer. Is it the Aidan Thwaites? Is it the 58 of Aidan Thwaites? And Shane Twist has got to the jump. Oh, we've got a touch up from Bagshaw's there on Bradley Sharp, who's sitting in third position as he chases Bevan Nuttridge and his passenger Carl Foster. Nuttridge still holding that second position. Is Bradley Sharp just sneaking up in third, just putting a little bit of air between him and then Glenn and Chopper Bagshaw. Rounding out the field, Corey Lang and Gus Elliott. But Aidan Thwaites also gained some experience overseas in Australia, currently sitting third in that West Coast Championship, leads the field in this one. Bevan Nuttridge and Carl Foster still have that second position as they come out of that Sev right turn. Down on the inside, still pushing it pretty hard, Bradley Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat. But them evenly spread there. Oh, there's someone, Bagshaw's drifted wide, got caught in a bit of loose, and Corey Lang, Gus Elliott close up a fraction. But we move back to the front of the field as they come on home. It's 58 Aidan Thwaites and Shane Twist who take the win over 54 Bevan Nuttridge and Carl Foster. Third place is going to the 24 of Bradley Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat. And then we'll follow in the 22, the Auckland boys, Glenn and Chopper Bagshaw, with 24 Corey Lang and Gus Elliott rounding out the field. But a bit of a commanding win there this time for 58. Aidan Thwaites and Shane Twist just certainly got the jump and pulled away. Bevan Nuttridge and Carl Foster tried to pull them back in, but had to settle for second, while the 24 bike of Bradley Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat got that third spot. Right, and we pick up a couple out of this, Pete. The winner of each of these repechages goes to one of the finals, and the second place goes to one of the finals as well. They've split them up. The winner of this one will go to semi-final 1, second place goes to semi-final 2, and the second repechage it's the other way round. The winner goes to final 2, second to semi-final 1. So this is really the last chance for these boys.
So here we are, Repechage 1.
So you've got to finish first and second to progress any further in today's program.
Right, Scott Otto, Dylan Carney down there in gate 1. Jason and Brandon Riley, the Christchurch combination, gate 2. Jason Harper, Mark George in gate 3. Josh Wells, Regan Feck, gate 4. And James Douglas, Ricky Pubbin out here in gate 5. Tapes up and away they go. From the outside, Josh Wells and Regan Feck, they bucked and bounced their way to the lead.
Oh, they're close. They're all close.
Jason Harper, Mark George right in there amongst it as well. As you can throw a blanket over them as they go down into turns 3 and 4. Looks like Jason Harper, Mark George have made the front from Scott Otto and not Scott Otto.
No, Wells and Feck.
Oh, they've gone right round.
That's them
Josh
gone.
Wells, Regan Feck are stuck into second place.
Scott
Third
Otto
place
third.
is Scott Otto, Dylan Carney, and fourth place
The Rileys.
is the Rileys. So at the moment now, it looks like Jason Harper, Mark George, they've started to open it up a little bit over Scott Otto and Dylan Carney. Then we've got Josh Wells, Regan Feck still there in that third position, and Jason and Brandon Riley in fourth place. Round they come, the white flag comes out. It's Jason Harper, Mark George that lead the charge. Scott Otto, Dylan Carney, they're there in that second spot. Josh Wells, Regan Feck still sitting there in third, with Jason and Brandon Riley trying to slip underneath them as they come out of turns 1 and 2. But look at these front runners. It's Jason Harper, Mark George, where they're going to take the checkered flag. They'll be through, along with Scott Otto and Dylan Carney, who finish in second place. They will go through as well. Unfortunately for the rest, their day is done.
Don't sound so happy about that, Pete. Very unfortunate there for James Douglas and Ricky Pubbin. They tightened that turn up and shot infield. That was their run completed. But a good battle early on at the start of the field there that you could throw literally a blanket over them for that first lap, especially when they came out of that new field, all those turns. They were all bunched up. It was only Harper and George just had their slight lead on the rest of the field.
Okay, folks, we just watched the Repechage, and of course this guy here, the 16 bike of Jason Harper. Mate, I tell you what's a hard way of doing it, but you've done it, so I suppose that's all you really need to do. Mission accomplished?
Mission accomplished. I got just another one to do, get a first and second in this one. As you're going now, it's getting tougher and tougher because you're guys that are at their game, you're racing them now. So no, I'm happy there. I'm in there.
A couple of surprises there, though. I mean, obviously the 44 bike, we expected them to do some marvellous things and stuff like that. So I mean, he's about to put that on the trailer. So that's got to be a really a good thing for yourselves and stuff like that. I mean, you're going to be up with the best of the best.
Yes, you are. Right. Unfortunately for JD, the luck of the draw on the grid there didn't really go his way, and that's. But you do have a bit of luck on the day, and that's part of racing.
I think 70% can sometimes be luck, can't it? Just depending on, we all know what happened with you at a New Zealand title not so long ago. So
Yeah. Definitely need some luck on your side.
Oh well, congratulations on winning that Repechage, mate, and your best of luck in the final.
Awesome. Thanks, Jason.
So Repechage 2, the Arrow Upholstery sponsored heat. We'll see Luke Twaits and Neville Chalmers on the 29 bike will be in gate 1. The 58 bike of Aidan Twaits and Shane Twist will be in gate 2. Fraser and Johnny Gillespie, the 11 bike, will be in gate 3. Gate 4 will be Jason Clark and Kane Wyatt on the 82 bike, and the Christchurch combination of Lionel Green and Shane Breach on that 54 bike. Oh, sorry.
No,
it's,
you got that wrong.
I've got that wrong.
Bevan
It's
Nuttridge.
Bevan Nuttridge and
Carl
Foster.
Yeah, Carl's down here doing the gardening just on the outside to get the start for him, and Bevan waiting for 11. Fraser and Johnny Gillespie were the last ones to come in. So it's Luke Twaits, Neville Chalmers on 1. Aidan Twaits, the brothers together, Shane Twist on 2. Then the Gillespies, then Clark and Wyatt, then Nuttridge. Off they go, and who's got the start from the middle of the field? It's pretty even, a bit tight as they move down there. As they swing on round, looks like it's the Clark, is it? Jason Clark Wyatt out in front. Bevan Nuttridge making a move round the outside. He's in the second position, making a big outside run, cutting it tight on the insides. Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers fighting for that second position. They've just got through there. They've got ahead of Nuttridge. They've pushed him out, but he's parrying round the outside as he pulls up and regains that second position momentarily. Now he gets his head in front as they come into the right turn, but out in front it's the 82. Jason Clark just leading them through at the moment, and Wyatt doing the swinging for him. Nuttridge and Foster just drifted a wee bit wide. They're still holding that second position, being chased pretty hard by Luke Thwaites, is it? And Neville Chalmers in that the third position. Aidan Thwaites, Shane Twiss in the fourth spot as the white flag comes out. So just the one to go for Jason Clark and Kane Wyatt. They've got 3 or 4 bike lengths lead over Bevan Nuttridge and Carl Foster. Oh, there's one of the Thwaites made a muck up on that one. They've come and filled their race is done, but the first 2 are swinging on home. They'll progress through. It's the 82, Jason Clark and Kevin Wyatt taking the win from 54, Bevan Nuttridge and Carl Foster. And we're looking back to it will be the 58 of Aidan Thwaites, who came out of that one better in the third place with Shane Twiss just heading home. Fraser and Johnny Gillespie. Unfortunate there, while holding third place for Luke Thwaites and Neville Chalmers, but it wouldn't have done any good. You had to be in the first 2. Jason Clark, Kane Wyatt taking the win, and 54, Bevan Nuttridge and Carl Foster, they are the 2 that go through.
So, fantastic race. As you say, once again, you could have thrown a blanket over them for the first lap or so.
Okay, folks, here we are, Burt Munro, and a few rounds down. It's a chance now to catch up with one of the local boys here, 23i, Kevin McDonald. Kev, mate, she's a pretty hard work out there. The track's not looking that fantastic, so I suppose that everybody's out there trying to make it come back.
Yeah, for sure. The guys organising the track done a great job with what they had to deal with after, obviously, the rain off yesterday. That's the way it is. It's the same for everybody. It hasn't been probably the best day for us. We just found out we haven't made the cut to go through any further. But hey, that's Speedway, you just never know what's going to happen. Yeah,
of course, you've got the New Zealand title coming up here in a couple of months' time, so I suppose it's valuable track time for you, but it also gives you an opportunity to perhaps gauge where you're at this stage of the season.
Yeah, for sure. We haven't done a lot of racing this season. This is only our second meeting for us. Obviously, some of the other boys have been to Christchurch, and even a couple of outfits have been over in Australia, having a crack over there, so they've got a few meetings under their belt. But it's still early days for everybody, and the beauty about Speedway, another day's race and everything changes again, so it's just one of those things, So.
It is what it is, really, isn't it? Alrighty, matey, so sponsor look after you, who are they?
Yeah, we've got a wee team of guys helping us out. We've got the guys from Yamaha supplies with all the Yamalube for our bikes. Cliff and Ann McDermott do our signage for us, and obviously Rogers Motorcycles. And we've got Noel Atley out of Riven and Atley Services that does all our machining for us, so it's bloody great.
Okay, one of the good performers that's running around here in the Burt Munro today is this bike here, the 24, or this rider, the 24i, and it is Bradley Sharp. Bradley, mate, you must be pretty happy with the way things are going so far.
Yeah, no, it's been good. Bit of luck there, just snuck through in that second one, but I'm enjoying it.
What about the track? I mean, are you happy with the track conditions? Are you setting the bike up for that?
I'm trying to set the bike up, finding it real hard actually, but I think the last one found it quite hard. First 2 were really good, so
yeah. Okay, so what's the story? I mean, are you through the Repechages, or are you through, or what's the story?
Straight in the semis, mate. Easy way.
That's an easy way of doing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alrighty, mate, so who looks after you on the bike?
Lots of people actually. Derek Orr, Mark Grant, Auto Electrical, Dave McKenzie, Newfield Autos, the old man, Sharpie. Oh, there's heaps, mate. Insignia Signs, NTS Automotive. I'm pretty lucky actually, a lot of help.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that makes a big difference, doesn't it? Better thank your partner too, eh?
Yeah, and my swinger Lance, yeah, my old mate. forgot to thank Lance Jeffcoat as well, so.
Good stuff. Well, best of luck for the semi-finals. Let's see what you can advance through to the finals, eh?
I wish, hopefully. Fingers crossed, mate, fingers crossed.
At Mag & Turbo, we're not just a tyre shop, we're a supermarket for tyres. We got 14-inch Achilles tyres from $89, 15s from $99, and 17-inch Achilles tyres from $129. But only at Mag & Turbo.
Hi, I'm Scott Williamson, and welcome to X Factor Cars. Family owned and operated with 2 locations, Invercargill and Cromwell. Specialising in everything V8 from Holden Ford, HSV, FPV, and with Southland's biggest selection of American muscle, we've got most bases covered. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Get the X Factor.
At Hamner Holiday Homes, they pride themselves on offering accommodation solutions to suit almost any budget. Only a short 95 minutes from Christchurch, tucked away beneath the mountains, is Hamner Springs, a nature's wonderland. Whether you're looking for a home the whole family can enjoy, have a barbecue and let the children play free, or a quiet hideaway for two in a peaceful retreat, from the larger house to the small, Hamner Holiday Homes offer it all. HamnerHolidayHomes.com. Book now.
Want a great night out for all the family? Want great value? Need excitement? Need action, thrills, speed and spills? Then you need to be at your local Speedway's next race meeting. It's got it all! Speedway, the entertainment sport.
Right, we're moving right on to the Burt Munro Sidecar Repechage. This is the first one, semi-final, sorry. Burt Munro Sidecar semi-final is race 59. The first two go through to the semi-final. The third and fourth go through to a last chance. So you've got to be in the first two to proceed any further. We've got Jason Harper and Mark George on bike 16 from gate 1. From gate 2 we've got 6 from Palmerston, Derek and Matthew Ramsey. From gate 3 we've got 14 from the North Island. It's Jamie Muin and Thomason. Is it? Stephen Thomason. From gate 4 we've got Craig McMaster and James Dawson on the 43, and from the outside here we've got Bevan Nuttridge and Carl Foster. Starters ready, on the line, tapes up, off they go. Who's it going to be? Jason Harper, Mark George get a very good start from the inside. They've jumped to the front of the field, but powering around the outside is at the 43 of McMaster and Dawson. McMaster and Dawson get themselves into the front of the field. Harper and George in that second position. There's a bit of work to be done here for the Ramseys. They're currently sitting in third. They need the first two. Derek and Matthew Ramsey on bike 6 in that second position. They're keeping it very tight on the track as they close up behind it. Jason Harper and Mark George, but gone like the robber's dog. It's the 43, Craig McMaster and James Dawson out in front. Got a clear lead on the rest of them. Harper and George, they've got some pressure on. They're going into that Sev right turn, trying to keep it tight, trying to shut the door. They've got Derek and Matthew Ramsey hunting them down as the laps start to count down. It's McMaster and Dawson who move in, and they'll pick up the white flag, one to go. Hanging on for dear life is Jason Harper and Mark George as they swing through that turn. They force the Ramseys wide. They're going to have to make a real big late charge for it as they swing on down the back straight for the last time. But you can put your hands together right in the number 43. 43, McMaster and Dawson have taken the win from 16, Harper and George. The Ramseys, that's a bit of a surprise. They've missed out on the first two spots there, coming into the third position, but they do have one more chance. 54, Bevan Nuttridge and Carl Foster coming home in that fourth position, and unfortunately we didn't see well. I think they spun up there. Jamie Muin and Stephen Thomason just came to grief up on that South Coast Customs turn. but 43, Craig McMaster, James Dawson. They powered their way around Jason Harper and Mark George, who had such a good start, have taken out that win. Third place home, 6. Derek and Matthew Ramsey from the 4th place of 54, Bevan Nuttridge and Carl Foster. But those 2 bikes have one more chance. McMaster, Dawson, Harper, George go through to the final.
So this Burt Munro Sidecar Final 2, Lionel Green, Shane Breach on the 73 bike, gate 1. Scott Odo, Dylan Carney, gate 2. On the 19 bike, the 82 bike, Jason Clark, Kane Wyatt, gate 3. The 24 bike, Brad Sharp, Lance Jeffcoat, gate 4. The 48 bike, Sean Kerr, Robin Poole are in gate 5. This heat sponsored by Creation Signs. Lionel Green, Shane Breach down in gate 1, Scott Odo, Dylan Carney there and beside them. Then Jason Clark, Kane Wyatt on that black bike. They'll move up into gate 3. The green bike, the 24 bike, green and black of Brad Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat, gate 4. And out here in gate 5, Sean Kerr and Robin Poole. Our assistant starter.
Same deal again, Pete, first 2 through.
Tapes up and they're underway. Who's going to be the first one down to that turn? It looks like it's Jason Clark and Kane Wyatt. Around the outside, Sean Kerr and Robin Poole go. And bursting through, Lionel Green and Shane Breach. So, Sean Kerr, Robin Poole, they've made the early break on the field. They've got Lionel Green, Shane Breach sitting there in 2nd place. They've got Brad Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat sitting there in 3rd. Jason Clark and Kane Wyatt have gone back to 4th place. And Scott Odo, Dylan Carney are out there in 5th position, but Sean Kerr and Robin Poole are just riding the boom there, as it were, as they come through once again with Lionel Green and Shane Breach still sitting there in 2nd place. Brad Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat still sitting there in that 3rd place. But look at Sean Kerr and Robin Poole. They've opened up a very, very handy lead here as they come through turns 3 and 4 once again. From Lionel Green and Shane Breach, and also Brad Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat still sitting there in that 3rd place, chasing as hard as they can on Lionel Green. But Sean Kerr and Robin Poole, they are going to go through with Lionel Green and Shane Breach. 3rd place they're going to Brad Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat. 4th place going to Jason Clark and Kane Wyatt, and 5th position there going to Scott Odo and Dylan Carney. Well, Sean Kerr and Robin Poole really hit their straps there.
They certainly did, but it was into the first turn. It was Jason Clark and Kane Wyatt who had the run, but they led them in there, but it was a big bobble of a gaggle of bikes all round them, and they came out of there in 4th, and I think that's just about where they stayed for the rest of the race after such a good start. But it's take nothing away from Sean Kerr and Robin Poole. Lionel Green, Shane Breach managed to get through into that 2nd, and they were chased pretty hard by Bradley Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat, but to no avail. But the Sharp and Jeffcoat plus Jason Clark and Kane Wyatt, as we said, had one more chance. Right, we're rolling them out for the sidecar semi-final repechage. 4 bikes will face the starters. The winner gets their place in the final, just the winner, and they will start from the outside grid of 5. So the winner is the one that goes through. We've got Bevan Nuttridge and Carl Foster on bike 54 from Christchurch going from gate 1. We've got 24 from Oreti Park here, Bradley Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat going from gate 2. We've got father and son team from Palmerston North, Derek and Matthew Ramsey going from gate 3. And your locals from Oreti Park, Jason Clark and Kane Wyatt on bike 82 going from gate 4. This boys getting themselves ready. The winner gets a place in the final. The winner a place in the Burt Munro Sidecar final, and and they will start from the outside on grid 5. Off they go, racing it is, and this time it's Derek and Matthew Ramsey get a good start from the middle of the field. They cross down, there's a bit of pressure on from Bradley Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat, but the Ramseys have got themselves in the front of the pack at these early stages. Bradley Sharp, Lance Jeffcoat in that second position, tailing the Ramseys as they come out of there very, very close. Jason Clark, Kane Wyatt in that third position, followed by Bevan Nuttridge and Carl Foster. But Derek and Matthew Ramsey not making any mistake this time. They've got themselves out in the clean air at the front of the field, coming in through that Newfields Auto turn down this home straight. They've got a comfortable lead now over Bradley Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat.
Yes, they've very got the drop on it here. They've made up for their previous error. They've, right as you say, out in that clean air as they come through here with the white flag. One left to go. One lap left to run for these boys. Derek and Matthew Ramsey lead the way from Brad Sharp, Lance Jeffcoat, Bevan Nuttridge, Carl Foster, and the 82 bike of Jason Clark and Kane Wyatt round them out. But here we go. Derek Ramsey and Matthew Ramsey are through into the final of the Burt Munro. Final for the sidecars. Derek and Matthew Ramsey have made it through.
Second place there went to Bradley Sharp and Lance Jeffcoat, and 54 Bevan Nuttridge and Carl Foster just held on to third there over Jason Clark and Kane Wyatt. So it's Derek and Matthew Ramsey who will take the final place in that Burt Munro 5-bike final coming up very shortly.
Okay, well, the easiest way to get into the final, mate, but of course you did go through to that Repechage to get into the final. Bike performed all right there, pretty happy with the way it went?
Yeah, in the second run there, yeah, that last one. The one before I changed to a radial just to try the track because it's gone quite black, so we went back, but yeah, we had to do it the hard way to fill the 5th spot, so we needed that win to fill the last spot in the final of the top 5 bikes. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, it'll be a bit of a horrible weekend if you've come all this way not to be in that final. So you've done probably pretty much what you've achieved to do. Anything else from here is a bonus, is it?
Yeah. Well, we're in the final now, so we just got to go hard and try and bring it home. Yeah, that's it.
Right, well, I said you could go that far, right? So that's okay. But well, maybe we'll get a chance to come back and talk to you. Best of luck for the final.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Cheers.
Coming up now, the Burt Munro Sidecar final, Warwick.
Yep.
This one sponsored by Food at Clifton. The 73 of Lionel Green and Shane Breach. The 43 of Craig McMaster and James Dawson.
They're off gate
the 48 of Sean Kerr and Robin Poole, gate 3. The 16 of Jason Harper, Mark George, gate 4. And the Derek and Matthew Ramsey combination out of gate 5, the Palmerston North combination. So,
well, there's some very heavy hitters here, Pete.
Yes,
this is what you're going to see at the New
very
Zealand Sidecar Champs on the 5th and 6th of February. They're all on the line, the starters ready, walks away, off they go. Who gets the best start? Craig McMaster, James Dawson from the grid 2's got themselves into the front. They pull across, trying to block it. There's Harper and that's Sean Kerr, Robin Poole gone out wide. They've drifted back. Lionel Green, Shane Breach in that second position. We've got Derek and Matthew Ramsey in third. There's Sean Kerr and Robin Poole pulling up on the inside, trying to get underneath the Ramseys. Found a wee bit of hold up, pushing them wide. Can they hold that third position as they come out of there? Ramsey's going round the outside. They get into third and set out in hot pursuit of Lionel Green and Shane Breach. But swinging out of the turn of the front, Craig McMaster and James Dawson have got 3 or 4 bike lengths over Green and Breach at the moment. Derek and Matthew Ramsey just slipping a wee bit back. They still hold that third position. There's the challenge and pushing coming from Sean Kerr and Robin Poole, trying to get up one more. At the back of the fields, Jason Harper and Mark George, with the white flags out, swinging round into that Permacoat roofing turn for the last time. This will be a popular win, could be seen as being a bit of an upset. 43, Craig McMaster, James Dawson swinging round, coming on home, Pete.
Good one, Craig McMaster, James Dawson, followed by Lionel Green, Shane Breach. The Ramseys take third position. Sean Kerr-Robin pulls fourth, and Jason Harper, Mark George fill in that fifth position. Well, what a turn up for the box. Craig McMaster, James Dawson, they take the win from the second place getters.
Lionel Green
and Shane Breach, who have battled hard all day.
Well, McMaster and Dawson, they've put some good runs in, but to be honest, I would have put them in for about a third position in this particular field.
Well, after seeing what Derek and Matthew Ramsey have done throughout the day,
and
for
Lionel
all money,
Green has been on form as well.
Yeah, Lionel has definitely been on
look
form.
at these boys.
But hey, they'll be as chuffed a bit. So a local boys have taken out the Burt Munro, the 10th anniversary meeting for the sidecars here, folks. Put your hands together for these guys as they come round. They have definitely done an absolutely fantastic job. They put on a bit of a donut down there in front of their sponsors.
But hopefully it doesn't go all wrong though. But there's that. Well, I'd say it's a surprise to me, to be honest. I mean, they were good enough to be in the final, but I would have pushed them somewhere about third.
Second or third or fourth, maybe, yes.
And, but they have been riding well. We saw them through the heats there, and they pushed, and they weren't afraid of mixing it up with the boys. They have got quicker, certainly from last season.
As this track slicked off, I think they've got faster. I think that's the way they set their bike, and they've been consistent throughout the day, and they deserve to be in the final, and hey, deserved winners as well now. Absolutely fantastic.
They made their gains in that first turn. If they didn't quite get there, they managed to power themselves round that first turn and got themselves at the front end of the field. And wow, that's how you get the win.
Okay, the boys are coming from Palmerston North. It is, of course, Derek and Matthew Ramsey. Boys, hey, third spot, but still not a bad effort for the weekend.
Yeah, no, really wrapped. Yeah, it was a hard road to get there, going through all the repechages, but last gate on the wall, there wasn't a lot of drive out of the wall. I managed to sneak through under in the first corner, up to third, and then just, couldn't really find enough drive to chase Lionel or pass Lionel. So, I did well, Matt did good, so excellent.
Killer of bike around here, though. It was pretty bloody hard anyway, but does this give you some good setups coming in for this New Zealand title?
Yeah, it does, and it gives Matthew a lot of experience because we haven't ridden on this track. So bringing my son down to do a meeting like this, and a lot of these guys here are fast, and they are getting faster. So you got to mix with them to be able to race with them and keep up to them. Yep.
Absolutely. So you enjoyed your trip down here, Matt. Obviously, it's been not a bad weekend for you. I mean, we had to wait a day to get this result, but third mate's nothing to sneeze at, though, eh?
No, the trip down here was long, but it really did pay off. Like coming down here first time, getting third is very good. I'm happy with it.
Bit of confidence coming into the New Zealand title a little bit later on?
Yeah, it's really, I learnt a lot on this track now, so bring on the New Zealanders really.
Now, of course, you obviously, with your dad and stuff, and if he's a little shit and doesn't do the job properly, do you give him a bit of a twack around the helmet?
Yeah, I don't keep silent. I make sure he knows if he's not doing his job right. But
Now, I'd imagine Derek got to be the same for you.
Yeah, a bit of coaching. The old man can get a bit aggressive at times on the old throttle and try and chuck him off and stuff like this. But he's turning into a really good swinger. I've sort of been racing for 8 years and had a mate swinging for me for years, maybe 7 of those 8 years. And now Matt's jumped on. He's second season now. He's just bring it on, I'm loving it.
Does it make it a bit better that you are a father and son combo? Like you think you gel better, you know each other pretty well?
Yeah, well, in the van together, coming down, at home together, you can talk about stuff, you're not apart all the time, but it does work good, and it's always good, I'm down here with my daughter, my son, racing and doing stuff we love, so awesome, mate.
Okay, here we go. Second overall for the Burt Munro for this challenge for this year. It is, of course, Lionel Green and Shane Breach. Boys, not a bad effort, but a little bit pipped on the line just there by a guy that was probably not expected to do that.
I never underestimate Craig McMaster. I thought that we were going to struggle out of gate one because I'd had that in the previous in the semi, and it was dry. A few ruts in it, and we got a bit of wheel spin out of there, and so we didn't get the gate in there. I thought we were probably last out the gate, but held our line. I could hear Derek Ramsey right behind us. I could hear his valves going up and down his engine, so I just couldn't make a mistake. Craig rode a beautiful line, just up on the dirt. I thought I could
had him a couple of times, just coming underneath, but there was just nothing there. We were losing momentum, so I just had to keep some speed up because, Derek was biting at our heels.
It must be a good feeling though going into this Burt Munro. Of course, New Zealand title's not very far away, so a wee bit of a boost of confidence, perhaps.
Absolutely. We love coming down here. This is my favourite motorcycle speedway track in the country, and we've won some good titles here. That was actually our first run today since last season. So we just dialed in pretty well, and so no, we're happy with that.
Now, Shane, of course, as a swinger's perspective, I mean, obviously everything was all good for you and you enjoyed your time out there for the first run of the season?
Yeah, I did it. We had a run on a twin a few weeks ago. Totally different story today. It went well, but just didn't create enough drive today.
Now, I seen the track was a bit rough out there at times, so it must have been pretty hard hanging on, was it?
No, it's been harder. It's not a bad track. We put it on a good track for today.
Good as gold. And, of course, let's have a wee bit of a talk about your sponsors look after you. Who are those?
Yeah, we got Avon City Suzuki, we got Red Line Oil, Avon Engineering Supplies, Canterbury Demolition, Gemmett's Power Tools, and Go Fast Energy Drinks. So some of these guys have been with us for years. So this I think my 26th year racing a sidecar. So times have changed. They really have. But some of these guys have been with for years, and we value their support greatly. So.
Well, the other thing too is you've done it for the old boys too. So some of those young boys are still sitting on the trailer watching you guys racing. So that's a good effort, and congratulations, you guys. Second place with the Burt Munro.
Thank you. They say old age and experience quite often undo young age and enthusiasm. So hopefully hey, there's no easy races down here anymore. It's fast, and I enjoyed the track. I didn't find it too bad. So I'm pretty happy with the result.
Okay, folks, here we are, the winners. And they say, look at the big smile on their faces when we say that. It is, of course, the 10th anniversary of the Burt Munro. Craig McMaster, James Dawson, mate, fantastic win for you guys. Did you even think you were going to get this high up with this calibre of sidecars that are floating around here this weekend?
Oh, look, we came into the meeting and, we were unsure. Our first ride, unsure. Second ride, we thought we've got a shot at this. We just got better through the day, and then obviously that final was going to be super tough. But we've had a few pep talks from everyone. We just put it in our own heads what we knew we can do, and we went and done it. And
absolutely, and of course, the calibre, like we said before, the sidecars that are down here, you got the guys from Palmerston North and all that sort of stuff. They had no answer for you. We've seen you throughout the heat races and stuff like that, just sort of increasing that lead. So clearly, you're one of the fastest bikes on the track. What's the secret? Come on, you've got to tell everybody.
Mate, we're running a standard engine. We can get it power to the ground, and that's it.
So that's the key to it, and possibly the handling, getting it around the corners as well?
Oh, look at this fella. He's not there just for looks. He does his job, yeah.
Correct, he's not here for looks. So tell us, James, mate, obviously a good run for you as well. In a swinger's perspective, was it hard to hang on to today, or were you pretty happy with everything?
Oh, at moments, the track got a bit rough, but overall, just came to do what we did and turned out to be good.
Quite a humble wee fellas, aren't you? I mean, you guys have just taken on some of the best sidecars in the country and won. So, New Zealand titles here, a couple of months' time? You've got to sort of get a bit of a boost of confidence after that one, surely.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We're going to go into this New Zealand title and we're going to be flying. We're looking forward to it, yeah. Yep. Definitely.
Tell us, there must be a couple of guys look after you on the bike as well, sponsorship-wise. Who are those guys?
Yeah, I got H&H Log, and they're a huge support for us. Winton Auto Upholstery, Central South and Freight, Derek Orr, and just people like I got Ben Preston here who helps me out. Just to support the other riders, the amount of people that are trying to talk us through this final it's just great support from everyone. So yeah.
It's pretty much like that down here though. I mean, let's go back a couple of years and the sidecars were just starting to grow there. I mean, it must be good that you can race such a big field of sidecars pretty much week in, week out. And obviously, in order to be the best, you've got to race with the best as well. So we had some of the best down here. So, like I said, mate, good luck for the New Zealand title coming up.
Yeah, well, we're talking to Ramy before, and we're trying to get a north versus south going again, and it's going to be up north, so we'll take it up there and give these boys another go, eh?
Absolutely. Righto, mate. Well, congratulations, eh? We look forward to seeing what happens over the course of the season.
Yeah, thanks very much. Cheers.
Cheers, man.